Hey, how's it going, guys? We're here at the pre-show for our second episode of Total Wrestling following Malice in Wonderland. It's Tuesday, February 8th. Without further ado, let's get into it. We got a lot to cover this episode. Give the night off. I'm sorry, but I don't think anybody's getting the night off. I'll put you in a pre-show match if I have to. Select the location. Last time I think we did the Midwest. We absolutely did. We did Springfield, Missouri. Let's pick somewhere kind of close to there. We're working our way to the tri-state, I think, for this next event. Let's go ahead and do another one here, two in the Great Lakes, and then move to the tri-state. So what would be moving up? Let's St. Paul. What's that looking like? Is that the same as Springfield? Yeah, we'll go ahead and do St. Paul. That works. Cool, no pre-show incidents. Booking team meeting goes swimmingly as always. Let's go ahead and spend some of that creative energy. By the way, I do have a local to global series going on as well right now. As I'm recording this, we are a couple episodes in. I'm really enjoying that. But I will continue to do this TCW series as long as it continues to get, all the love it's gotten so far. I really appreciate it. Just kind of going through and seeing our storyline ideas and stuff right now. A safe bet, very risky, a bit of a gamble. Let's go ahead and do a couple creative finishes and an angle. Surefire hit, no restrictions. What we're looking for, guys. All right, let's go ahead and do this one. A big gamble with Troy Tornado. I don't know how much. I don't know if we're going to use that at all. Go ahead and add that. And let's add an angle idea. A safe bet. Awesome. No restrictions. Cool. Still have 69 creative energy left. Let's leave it there and check out the locker room incidents. None. Interesting. Address that locker room. I think we'll go ahead and do team bonding. Let's give it a shot. Why not? Strengthened. Ooh. Tensions between T-Bone and Flint Slater, and tensions between Doc Hammond and Flint Slater. Interesting. Other than that, though, everybody's relationships are strengthened. All right. Cool. I mean, you can't win them all. But we will see you guys as we skip forward, and we are going to be at Total Wrestling. All right, we're here at our episode of Total Wrestling for today. We actually had a really good pre-show match right here. The 60 segment rating. Almost wish I would have put that on the main card, but that's all good. Go ahead and jump into the show. All right, first off, we have our tag team title match, so I'm actually going to read this out before we jump forward. Benson and Hawking start off the match. A fast-paced exchange. Oh, well, I should say it's Benny and the Fox versus H2O for the tag team titles. Benson and Hawking start off the match. A fast-paced exchange of reversals kicking things off. Both men being either too quick or too smart to get caught with a move from another, until Benson is able to land a tilt-a-whirl arm drag, sending Hawking tumbling across the mat. He lands in the direction of his corner and tags in Huggins. The same process begins again, although this time it's Huggins who gets the upper hand with a drop toe hold. He bounces off the ropes and hits Benson in the face with a basement drop kick as he's trying to get back to his feet. Huggins slows the match down with various rest holds, soaking in the boos from the crowd. Benson is able to regain momentum as Huggins takes too long celebrating, and after a few quick strikes, finally tags in Jimmy Fox. Fox flies into the ring and hits a sling blade on Huggins, and then a standing senton. He goes for the cover, but only gets a 2. A brief back and forth ensues, and Huggins is able to get to his corner and tag in Hawking after a super kick. Hawking takes advantage once inside the ring and hits a code red on the staggered Fox, but holding on to it for a 2 count. Somehow, Fox rolls it over into a 1 count of his own, but pops up and hits a roundhouse to the head of the seated Hawking. He tags Benson back in, who starts to ramp up for the finishing offensive sequence. On the outside, Roderick Remus tries to create a distraction, and is drop-kicked into the barricade by Jimmy Fox. Still a step ahead, Fox runs around the outside of the ring, pulling Huggins off the apron and tosses him into the steel steps, while in the ring, Benny Benson hits the Shockwave from next year and pins Matt Hawking. Benny and the Fox are your new tag team champions. Segment gets a 66, which I mean is not bad. But again, we saw this at the pay-per-view. Freddie Huggins and Matt Hocking have no chemistry, which is stupid, but we're going to roll with it. So, yeah, we need to get the titles off them ASAP. So, this was definitely not in the plans. Good heat, decent wrestling, 943. Yep. 66 for the segment rating. Jimmy Fox was off his game. He did have that new move, though, and we got the show off to a strong start. All right, moving forward. Segment gets a 66. Backstage, we see Jason Azaria with Aaron Andrews and Troy Tornado. Gentlemen, as many of our fans likely saw on social media this week, the two of you have been paired up to take on Jay Cord and Quentin Queen tonight in the main event. Aaron, you're facing off against Jay later this month for the world title. How will this matchup help you game plan for the title match at the War to settle the score? That's a great question, Jason. Jay Cord has barely wrestled this year, so there isn't a whole lot of recent tape to study. Any opportunity to be able to watch his game and prepare for our championship match, the better. Azaria asked Tornado about being placed into a main event match with an unfamiliar partner. You don't have as long of a career as I've had without always staying ready. Aaron, I know we haven't always seen eye to eye over the years, but we both love this company, and I want you to know that I respect you. Andrew shakes his new partner's hand, and the segment ends. Yep, 66. Aaron Andrews improvised well. Troy Tornado improvised well. Got the crowd hotter. Alrighty. Alright, here we go. We got a match in our Tournament of Legends, the semifinal round. And about that had great heat and decent wrestling, Doc Hammond defeated Sammy Bakken 13-10 by submission with a Texas Cloverleaf after interference from Chris Flynn. The clash of styles is on display early as Bach's showmanship and agility is directly at odds with Doc's no-frills grappling. After a brief test of strength, Doc hits a snap suplex on Bach, floats over, picks up Bach, twists him, and hits a neckbreaker over his shoulder. He goes for an early cover, but only gets a 1 count. He picks Bach up and lands some good punches, but Bach fires with some punches of his own, backing Hammond into the corner. Bach switches to rapidly chopping the chest of Hammond before faking him out with one on the last chop and instead hitting a step-up enziguri. Bach climbs up top and goes for a double axe handle on the reeling Hammond, but is caught coming off the top with a belly-to-belly suplex. Hammond seizes the opportunity by locking in a dragon sleeper to Bach, who manages to quickly get his foot on the bottom ropes to force a break. The momentum has already shifted by now, though, and Hammond stays on the offensive, hitting various slams and strikes, even a pile driver for a 2 count, but he can't keep Bach down. Clearly irritated, he can't seal the deal. Doc whips Sammy into the corner and places him on the top turnbuckle. Hammond climbs up there with him, lifting Bach up for a superplex. Bach is able to land enough quick punches, though, that Hammond can't deliver it, and instead, Bach slides between the legs of Hammond and delivers a huge back drop kick to his back, sending Hammond falling off the top to the outside. The ref goes to check on Hammond, and out of nowhere, Chris Flynn is in the ring, and Bach hits Bach in the face with a chain wrapped around his fist. As soon as he has appeared, Flynn is gone. Hammond, now back to his feet, and kind of confused, gets in the ring, and with the ref's attention now back on the action, Hammond, he's happy but confused, but he covers Bach for the 1-2-3. Hammond got a performance of 54, Sammy 66. Not bad, but kind of what I expected, mid-60s. A little bit lower than I expected, if I'm being honest. All right. Sean Dokes lets us know that Jason Azaria is standing by in the Syndicate locker room. Wait, I'm getting word that there's currently some sort of altercation going on backstage. Bradley Blaze is throwing haymakers at Titan. Killer Shark is slouched against the production box. Blaze tosses Titan into the wall. Killer Shark gets back to his feet and goes after Blaze, but right then security floods the screen to separate Blaze and the behemoths. Blaze is heard yelling as if he's getting carried away that I'll take both of you on myself if I have to. So yeah, segment gets a 52, but obviously he kind of got the jump on him and trying to get revenge for what Titan did to Dazzling Dave last week. We finally do cut to the Syndicate. Oh, and it was a failure, and it's a bad rating. 59 for Wolf Hawkins segment is awful. We finally cut to the Syndicate. Wolf Hawkins and Flint Slater appear to be arguing. Both men stand on either side of Jason Azaria, flailing their arms and speaking in raised voices. Who made the call, huh? Hawkins exclaims at Slater. I did. I'm just trying to help all of us out here. Slater responds with, but Hawkins doesn't seem to like that answer. And did you not make the call? Did you make the call to not fill me in too? Don't forget who brought you into all this in the first place. I expect to be informed on major decisions going forward. Well, Slater says, maybe we need to go talk in private then. Hawkins lets out half of a smile, still not sold, but thinks he might have an idea. And the two walk out of the locker room, followed by Martins, and they all walk right past Jason Azaria without saying a word. Which kind of seems to be the theme with Azaria, is anytime he's around the Syndicate, they just pretend he's not even there. But yeah, that angle idea was a failure, and even though all of our others were greens, Wolf Hawkins came out looking excellent. Commentary, color commentary, got the crowd hotter. Still just a bad rating on that. All around bad news. All right, moving forward. All right, dang. Okay. Not expecting this to be the match of the night so far. In a bout that had good heat and decent wrestling, Joshua Taylor defeated Bart Biggins at 9:39 by submission with the butterfly lock. It's a 70 rating. Taylor shoots on Biggins and takes him down seemingly before the bell even rings. He drives fists and elbows on Biggins, but is able to keep his guard up. Taylor transitions and tries to put on the butterfly lock, but Biggins is able to wiggle free. Back on their feet, Biggins lands a jumping DDT out of nowhere. He goes to cover, but Taylor kicks out at one. Now, even angrier than before, Taylor begins to lay into Biggins with stiff strikes, and it's all downhill for Biggins from there. Taylor controls the rest of the match and ends things with the butterfly lock. Post-match, Taylor's looking straight down the camera. He mouths two words: Greg Gage. But yeah, surprise sleeper segment for tonight. Jeez, man. Alright, moving on. Whoa. Well, in an extremely short match, Flint Slater defeated Tana the Mighty in 3:05 by submission with an ankle lock. I mean, it was fast. I was expecting it to be bad, but ugh. Slater bum rushes Tana and hits a combo of body blows, but Tana grabs the smaller Slater and hurls him across the ring. Tana goes to pick him up, but Slater easily avoids it with Tana moving at such a sluggish pace. Slater tries to close the gap, but Tana tries to pick him up again and toss him. This time, Slater is too quick and simply ducks under the arm of Tana and hits the ropes. Tana turns around and is met with a flying knee from Slater. Tana drops to the ground and Slater locks in the ankle lock. Tana taps. 46. Yeah, I mean, 3 minutes, not really surprised, but angle time. Flint Slater refuses to break the hold. Referee Ray Johnson tries to physically pry Slater off Tana's leg, but is shoved to the ground instead. Mighty Mo charges down to the ring, holding a chair, just like at Malice in Wonderland. He slides in the ring. Slater breaks his grip and slowly backs away from Tana as Mo approaches, chair raised high. Mo stares a hole through Slater before bringing the chair down full force on Tana's back. Mighty Mo brings the chair up and crashes it down against his former partner again and again. He locks eyes with Slater before wrapping the chair around Tana's ankle and stomping it. Tana rolls on the mat in agony as the Syndicate have made their way to the ring. Mo drops the chair and stands over him. Hawkins, Hammond, and Martins are now in the ring as well. Martins hands Mighty Mo a Syndicate t-shirt, who promptly puts it on. Mighty Mo has seemingly joined the Syndicate. Segment gets a 64. Definitely not what I was hoping for, but again, we had another failure with the angle. But the performance of Wolf Hawkins was fantastic. Mighty Mo was fantastic. Again, with Wolf being great. And yeah, to handle these changes, Mighty Mo has turned heel and joined the Syndicate. Yep. I'm sure there's some people out there who have played TCW for a long time who think I'm crazy, but I got an idea, y'all. Alright. After that huge beatdown, we're going to transition straight to a poor wild brawl. Aldous Blackfire defeating Bradford Peveril in 11:44 by submission with the Gloomweaver clutch. We learned this match was requested by Peveril following his elimination in the Battle Royal last week at the hands of Aldous Blackfire. The two go to lock up after trying to each get to the better of a grappling exchange. Blackfriar hits a back elbow to Peveril, who stumbles backwards but races back with a flurry of strikes, backing Blackfriar up against the ropes. Blackfriar goes tumbling over the rope backwards but holds on to Peveril, bringing him with him. Blackfriar hits a front slam on the apron, taunting the crowd before tossing Peveril into the barricade. The two brawl on the outside, Blackfriar maintaining the advantage until Peveril is able to bounce his opponent's face off the steel steps and toss him back in the ring. Peveril hits a diving knee off the second rope for 2. He gets Blackfriar up in the fireman's carry position, but Blackfriar breaks loose, landing behind Peveril and shoving him into the turnbuckle. He uses the momentum on the rebound to spike him with a German suplex, picks Peveril up for an Uranagi, and then locks in the Gloomy clutch. Yeah. Blackfriar off his game. Still got a 44 though, not terrible. Really, right now we're just kind of trying to build Blackfriar up and get him out of the unimportant status or section because we want him to be able to work more than 15 minutes. We want him to be able to beat the unimportant people, etc., etc. All right. The trend of short matches will continue with a bout that had decent heat or reaction, but decent reaction from the crowd, but subpar wrestling. Maverick defeated Duke Freeman in 7:42 by pinfall with a Tiger Claw DDT. 48 from Maverick, 41 from Freeman. Color commentary boosting it. A short match, Maverick has his strength and aggression on full display. It's basically an extended squash. Mixed quick work of Freeman. Ends it with that DDT. Basically, we need to get Maverick on some shows because he's complaining. I don't want to leave him off every week. He's got terrible momentum right now, and he's not terrible. We could definitely get some work out of him. Transfer some of his pop to somebody else. So this match was kind of just a necessity. All right, I know it's been all kind of rainbow and sunshine so far this episode, but let's get some real good news. An average 5-minute video package. We saw T-Bone Bright pacing backstage. Mo, you're lucky that I was busy at a photo shoot while you were out there betraying Tana. Your time will come, Mo, but right now I have a message for the one Wolf Hawkins. You may be one of the best to ever do it, but you couldn't beat me without the help of your stooges at Malice in Wonderland, and that didn't sit right with me. Apparently it didn't sit right with the booking committee either, because at the war to settle the score, I'm getting my rematch against you. This time there will be no outside help and nowhere to run, because you and I are going to be locked inside a steel cage. Segment gets a 66, and our main event for the war to settle the score is set. A rematch, well, not main event, I shouldn't say. One of the main events. T-Bone and Wolf are getting that rematch, and it's in a steel cage. I'm not going to do any cheap outside interference in the cage, so it will be a clean match. That's all I'll say. There we go. We get a 5-minute interview backstage where Jason Azaria is, talking to Greg Gage. He asked him about what Taylor said earlier. He said he saw it. I appreciate you getting straight to the point. He's speaking directly to Taylor now. If it's a fight you want, it's a fight you'll get. I've already taken the liberty of getting our next match confirmed, and it's set for next week. Bring your A game, Joshua. You're going to need it. Greg Gage clearly enjoyed the freedom to go off script, so Jason Azaria did too. 72. Best angle of the night. Surprise, surprise. And our best match was Joshua Taylor versus Bart Biggins. It's Bizarro World, y'all. All right. But now we do have our main event. It is Aaron Andrews and Troy Tornado taking on Jay Cord and Quentin Queen. Tornado and Queen start things off. Queen continually getting Tornado up for suplexes and slams, and Tornado continually avoiding or escaping every attempt. Tornado turns a suplex attempt from Queen into one of his own, followed by a backbreaker. Queen scurries into his corner, tagging in Cord. Instead of staying on the offensive, though, Tornado goes and tags in Andrews. The two competitors in our next world title match stare down from across the ring, and Cord tags in the surprised Queen back in. Reluctantly, Queen re-enters the ring, but is quickly met by the offensive stylings of Aaron Andrews. Tornado is tagged back in, and he continues the beating of Queen, until he's caught with a combo of a neckbreaker and a flying forearm to the back of the neck. Queen tags in Cord, and the momentum swing is now in full effect. Cord beats Tornado all over the ring for what seems like hours. He eventually gets Tornado up for the cradle piledriver, but it's reversed into a back body drop, and Tornado just makes it tag to Andrews in time. Cord again chooses not to face off against Andrews, instead tagging in Queen. Andrews hits a hip toss, a power slam, a discus lariat. He stares down Cord and signals him to bring it on. Instead, Cord hops up the apron and walks up to the back, leaving his partner alone. Andrews is shocked. In the confusion, Queen rolls him up from behind. 1, 2. Andrews kicks out. Queen gets him up for his finisher, but Andrews wiggles out, tagging in Tornado, who hits Star Maker on Quentin Queen to end the match. 77 for the rating. Really good, even with Aaron Andrews and Troy Tornado having terrible chemistry, or zero chemistry. Yeah. Great heat, decent wrestling. Aaron Andrews with a bad performance, just genuinely bad. Why was it so bad? Physical condition and inconsistency penalized for their tag chemistry. I'm going to guess it's that. But still, 77, we'll take it. We'll know not to team them together anymore. There's a reason it wasn't done, I guess. Go ahead and finish the show. See where we're at. Gets a 73. We lose popularity in 11 regions. Gain it in 2. Not so hot on the ratings so far. We've kind of gone up and down, just bouncing back and forth. We're still making money though. Check our popularity. We lost not a full point anywhere, and we did go up a little bit in Canada, so we'll gain it back. We're still kind of where we started for the most part, and a little bit up in Canada, so I'm not going to complain. But yeah, that is this episode. We're done. We'll go ahead and sim forward, and I'll see you guys next week for Total Wrestling.